Hello, all, welcome. Today is a full day. It is International Day of Yoga, it is the solar eclipse, it is Father's Day, it is a whole lot of things happening in the world. It is also, unfortunately, as is every day for the last 3 months, it's also Corona Day. So, we are trying to chase the darkness away with enough light. Just as that one day when we all went out and showed the lamps and the torchlights and everything just in solidarity, this is a different kind of light that we are trying to put out. This today being International Yoga Day, we want to put out an inner light, our own energy and our own light of our joy, our own light of our calmness. This is the kind of light that we are going to want to put out in the coming days to chase the darkness of this pandemic away much more effectively. It is in fact a lot more effective than any other means. Yogananda ji, our guru in this line here in Ananda Sangha, he said that to go on regular worry fasts, like just make up your mind even for 1 hour or 3 hours maybe a day and say, I will not worry no matter what happens, no matter what the news, no matter what the relatives, no matter what the job, what happens that day, no matter if the boss yells or not, even if something really exuberant happens, not to just run away with the emotions, but I will be calm and centered for these 3 hours. That's what is a worry fast. So just to keep our heart calm, and that works wonders for our physical health, for our mental health, for our emotional health, for even our intelligence, and a whole lot of other things. So it really helps to work on ourselves first, because that's the only self we have to work with when we really look down to it. So we start with ourselves and then expand to include others in our peace, in our joy. So that's the topic of today's workshop also. So how to find peace and joy in these seemingly troubled times outside. So the weather outside is hot, the literal weather, but also it is a little bit turbulent in terms of what news you hear from India and other countries, not just in terms of the pandemic, but even in terms of the other socio-political ramifications. So we want to settle our hearts down in order to get to the center of how can we as an individual be peaceful and joyful first, because only when we are at peace with our own selves can we even radiate that peace outside to one other person around us. So it all starts with us in the beginning, and that's where it ends too, as we see with the Yoganandaji's autobiography, the journey of self-realization. So we don't realize somebody else, we realize ourselves as being in all selves. But that's beyond the topic, but I wanted to just introduce the topic to you in a way that I have understood from the teachings that these great masters, from Swami Kriyanandaji and these avatars, and Swamiji, who has brought down the teachings of these avatars so very clearly, has given this particular understanding that we have to start the work from right where we are. From today, reset the clock and then go on forward. As Yukteswarji, if any of you have read the autobiography, said, forget the past. Everything in the future will improve if you are making a spiritual effort now. And he said everything. So that means everything, all our health, our own prosperity around us, our peace, our entire well-being. All right, so first, talking about energy, that's very needed to bring in peace and joy. So I wanted to share a few exercises with you. These are called the superconscious living exercises. So if you will all stand up with me wherever you are at home, watching it on the mobile or computer, just set it up somewhere. I'll give you a moment. Stand up. What we are about to do is 6 very simple exercises where we will be moving the body, which is first needed to just get ourselves together, but we'll also be moving the mind in the direction that we want to go, which is always up towards positivity. So there are certain affirmations that we will say when we move the body in this way. All right? So I hope you are all set. The first one is we will walk in place like this, marching steps, bringing in energy with a smile, and we'll say, I am awake and ready. 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 All right, next, with our hands at our chest, we'll be throwing our arms to the side, to the front, and jumping up. And we'll say, I am positive, energetic, enthusiastic. 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 Then, with our fists, tapping on both the arms, as if to awaken the arms, the energy in the arms. We will say, I am master of my body, I am master of myself. I am master of my body, I am master of myself. I am master of my body, I am master of myself. I am master of my body, I am master of myself. And then with the flat of your palms, rubbing down the body vigorously, let us say together, awake, rejoice, my body cells. 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 Then, with your knuckles, tapping all around the head, the skull, let us say, be glad, my brain, be wise and strong. 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 Finally, with our fingertips, moving the skin all along the scalp, let us say, awake, my sleeping saint, wake. 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 All right. So now before we sit down, let's do one more thing. Again, standing, feet a little close together, hands just in front of you, like this, extended. And as we breathe in, bring the arms up. Inhale with the belly going forward. Inhale with the diaphragm, full breath, and bringing the arms up as you inhale. Draw the breath in, bringing the arms up, stretching the spine, opening the chest, looking up. Inhaling as much as possible, and then as you exhale, come down slowly, gently, very gradually, offering yourself down. Don't just bend down, just offer yourself slowly to yourself, just very gently, exhaling. And as you inhale, come up again. Again, slowly, gently, breathing as if breath filling the entire body from the toes all the way up to the head, all the way up to the fingertips. Energy filling the body, looking up, and then coming down slowly, relaxing the body, feeling the energy, letting go of the tension, completely relaxing down. Once again, come up as you breathe in. Slowly, gently, this time fill the body with peace. All the tension went away and peace is filling in its place. Up, up, feeling light, buoyant, and then coming down very gently, slowly, bringing that sense of peace and relaxation together. Just resting, very, very relaxed, completely relaxed. Inhale this time. Allow joy to flood in you. Put a smile on your face. arms up. As the sun comes out of this eclipse in a few minutes, smile at the sun, even if not literally, just smile up at the sky and gently come down, inviting all life, all joy, all energy into yourself. Just relaxing in that flow of energy and joy. One more time, up. Inhaling fully now. Last breath, this compared to the first. So different, so full of peace and joy. Just stretching up to the sky, and then as you exhale this time, bring the arms to the side. Relax the body completely. Every time you breathe in, visualize that it's not just air, it's also the energy around you, drawing in all of the qualities you need: peace, joy, calmness, strength, courage. Exhaling any tension, worry, fear, anxiety, leaving it all out and just being in this relaxation. Om Shanti Shanti. This kind of breathing is called the full yogic breath, and this every day in the morning, if you can just get up out of bed and breathe in this way a few times, it really helps your day along. There are a few more exercises that I will share later, but this particular breathing exercise is very, very useful. So, and it's very simple, as you have seen. So, pair it with this mental visualization of bringing in light, filling your body with space, with peace, and you will find that at the end of it, even in the few breaths, you feel much better than you did before. All right. So now, before we move on, let's get seated for a little bit, and Swami Dharmarajanji, who is with me, will also share a few words. Okay.
Hello everyone. I wanted to add my greetings and Dharmini's greetings to you all, adding those to those of Prasanna's. A very happy International Day of Yoga to you, and thank you for joining us on this day. It's really quite fun that there is an international day dedicated to yoga, to these techniques, to these practices, to this philosophy, really to this way of life, to remind us all, perhaps people who are not involved in yoga. There was a time, I think it was last year, that maybe it was last year. Anyway, we did a little retreat for guests at a nearby hotel. Maybe it was 2 years ago. And it was fun because some of the people coming were from abroad, from outside India, and they said, I've never done yoga before. I always was concerned I wouldn't be able to do it when it's made for all people. And so someone else had said, I just completed a whole yoga teacher training, certification, and we never learned about the walking in place, and where is that? And so it was quite fun to see their varied reactions, but they all enjoyed it on one level or another, and because yoga, these techniques help us to work with ourselves. That's the beautiful thing about it, is that yoga takes us forward from where we are. And so on this International Day of Yoga, it's nice, of course, for us as yogis, but this is something we do every day. This is really who we are. Just as Krishna says to Arjuna, be thou a yogi. And Krishna probably looked over Arjuna's shoulder and saw us and said, and do thou likewise, let us also be yogis. And we said, yes, because it works. And what's so wonderful is that in this time of coronavirus, of super lockdown, as we're experiencing in Chennai, and all for good reason, it's a good precaution to try to help keep people safe, we can feel that I don't have the ability to go out. I don't have the freedom I used to have. I don't have the control over, or the illusion of control that I used to have. If we all had control, actually, of the outer universe, none of this would have happened, this coronavirus and so on. But we don't have control, and that's what this storm, in this case of a virus, of a pandemic, is reminding us, that we don't have control. But if we're with God, or if we make friends with the actual controller, who is God, then it's fine. Then we're safe. And also we're a lot happier. So one man came to our introductory class a little while ago. This was again online. He came. And he said, I realized that after I was done complaining about food, and then complaining about restrictions that I couldn't go out, and complaining about this problem and that problem, and complaining about the government, and complaining about the virus, and basically everyone in my house had had enough of hearing me complain, I realized it was time for me to look inside myself and to introspect. And I heard that, and I thought, I just love India. I love this country. That's not the universal reaction of all people as a solution. In some places they say, why don't I get my gun and go to the government office and protest, not by using the gun, but by displaying it, which is pretty threatening as it is. So it's very helpful to look inside ourselves and say, what can I do right now to shift my consciousness? Because when we are upset, when we are worried, as Prasanna was saying earlier, it just seems all-consuming. It seems like the reality. It seems like we have no choice in the matter. We have to feel this way. Anyone would feel this way, faced with these circumstances or this emotional reaction. I have to feel badly. And then, with just a little bit of a shift, which doesn't necessarily use logic or conversation with ourselves, but says, let me stand up. No, there's no point in standing up. I'm going to stand up anyway. I don't feel like it. I'm going to do it. And then doing these exercises, and then suddenly, I feel better. Why? Because the problem got solved? No, but because we got solved. More energy always brings with it more joy. If nothing else, we feel better equipped to face the situation, as opposed to just, please stop, not very confident. And so getting that energy raised is a great help. And so let us take advantage of these tools, which can be done. This is why International Day of Yoga was created, to celebrate this ancient science, or I should say this timeless science. And at the same time, the science was created for a period in our lives just like now, when it's evident that we need help in maintaining our cheerfulness, our energy level, and so on. This is one of the reasons yoga has come into this world, for our use. So, of course, let's understand how to use it, and let's most of all put it to use. So, thank you again for joining us, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the session.
As Dharmaraji was talking about yoga for all, just as I was again remembering what he was saying about the session we shared with those people. One person from Rishikesh had finished these hundreds of hours of yoga training, but he said, I have never done this, which is what we first started out with. But that brought a very important point that Swami Kriyanandaji shared about these particular exercises, very simple though they may appear. He said, again, continuing on his inspiration from Yoganandaji, he said, doing the actions that we do every day, deliberately, with conscious application of will, that is what makes up for all of the difference. We all walk every day, we open and close doors every day, we bathe every day, but do we really rub ourselves down saying, awake, rejoice, my body cells? I don't remember that I did it even today. So it is necessary for us to remember to be alive at every single moment, as much as we can. If you forget, no problem. The next moment, like Yukteswarji says, forget the past. Even the bygone moment, just a moment ago, is the past. So if we can just bring that fresh energy into things that we do, usual things, just the walking, talking, whatever it is, even listening, with that concentrated will and that willingness, wanting to do it with consciousness, that really makes up for a huge difference. That is how these exercises work wonders. Not because they are some magical yoga postures that like combine all of our chakras together or something, but just it's a simple act of moving and flowing in a way that makes us feel light and joyful. Swamiji even says, he says some people walk heavily, like trudging, stand heavily, sit heavily, like shoulders slumped. Instead, see this is not a very high energy pose. I'm still standing, but how different is this? Rolling the shoulder back, smiling, standing straight and tall with a straight spine, and just looking at the world straight and standing more on the balls of our feet, not like tiptoes, but still moving our weight a little more to the forward of the feet. Somehow it gives already this momentum to want to just go do things instead of just slumping back. So it really makes a lot of difference to be able to meet life. As Swami Kriyanandaji often says, say yes to life. Whatever comes along your way, say yes, and then do it. And that reminds me, one of Yoganandaji's disciples, a great realized soul, Jnana Mataji, he called her sister, and she said something similar, but she made it much more her style. She said, say yes and be snappy. Meaning, just be quick about it so that our energy doesn't flag. That is what I have understood of it. At any point in between the saying yes and the doing, so that we quickly follow up our positivity with that momentum of the energy that we give it. So, with that, all that was a prelude, because I am going to ask you to stand up again. And if you will do these two exercises with me, what we are about to do is a very little bit of a different kind of energization. What we did before was a more of a slow, methodic relaxation of breathing in and out. There is one more way of tensing the body and then relaxing it to induce more relaxation, but also to absorb more energy from the surroundings. So this is what this technique is about. It's part of the energization exercises that you will learn in the classes at Ananda Sangha here that Yoganandaji created. So we will do two of them. The first exercise that we are about to do is very simple. You just stand as you do, and the first part of the exercise is to deal with the breath. So again, diaphragmatically, inhale twice through the nose, one short, one long, like this. Exhale through the mouth, again one short, one long. Alright? So in that way, expanding the tummy, relaxing. Okay? Now, what we will do in the second phase of this exercise is we will add tension to it. So as I begin the inhalation, I will tense my body from the toes all the way up to the neck, tensing the whole body. And as I exhale, I will relax it gradually, completely relaxing. Okay? Tensing gradually and relaxing. So inhale and tense. Exhale and relax. Again, inhale and tense. Exhale and relax. One last time. Tense the body and relax it completely. You can feel in this relaxation an even more complete relaxation, because any tension that was there that we did not know in our back or feet or our neck, shoulders, will also completely relax now with this exercise. That's one of the secrets of these energization exercises, that it induces complete relaxation of the body, which in turn draws a more relaxation of the mind. The second exercise is, like I was just preparing for it, bringing our feet a little closer together, and we'll start with our arms out like this, the same pattern of breathing. Inhaling with the double breath, tensing, exhaling with the double breath, relaxation. This one, I'm going to start with the exhalation. So breathing out with the mouth, relaxing the body, bending the knees a little bit, coming forward, but not bending the spine. Straight spine, just the knees are a little bit bent. Now when I inhale with the nose, double breath, I'm going to tense from my feet all the way up to the neck, hands, everything. So inhale and tense, drawing the arms to the sides like this, tensing the whole body. Exhale and relax. Inhale up, tense the whole body, and then relax. Now this time, do the tensing more slowly and relaxing a little bit more faster than that. So inhale and tense up, slowly, gradually tensing out. Exhale and relax forward and down in the knees. Inhale and tense up again. Tense the whole body and relax, throwing the breath out. And relax. Now let's be seated, because we will do a few more of these things later on. But now what I want to share with you is how now when we draw energy into the body, do we center it? And then how do we use it? So for that, to really get into peace and joy, just energy alone won't do if it is restless energy. It has to be calm and directed energy. Whenever we are doing a project at work, which really involves our own heart also, we have a real passion for the project. You can see that we may ignore even our usual lunchtime or break times, and we'll be going on focus, but we won't feel tired in the end. We will feel so much energy pouring in because of the joy in the heart and the concentration, that we really will be able to do it well and still be energetic at the end of the day. So to do that, meditation also helps greatly, because concentration at work or at other times can be kind of fleeting, but also it can be hard to always draw that concentration over and over again. With meditation, we can learn to draw that concentration at our will anytime that we require to concentrate. All right. So hope you are seated down comfortably. Relax. You can sit on a chair just with a cushion. I just have my notes in front of me. So we are going to still practice a couple of breathing exercises, and then we'll go into a small short chant, and then after the chant we will go into a very short visualization and meditation, and then come out. Okay. All right. Yes. So now the two breathing techniques again that we are going to do are very, very simple. The first one is called measured breathing. So it's just inhaling for a certain count, say 6 or 8. We'll try for 8, holding for the same 8 counts, and exhaling for 8 counts, and then immediately inhaling for 8 counts again. So 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, in that fashion. All right. So it's very, very simple in that way. Okay. So let's sit straight, and I'll keep count by with my hands snapping like this, so that we can do it together without mentally each of us counting separately. All right. So let us sit straight, roll the shoulders back so that we are completely relaxed. Straight spine, however, no muscle tension, just completely relaxed. And close the eyes, but keep the eyes a little uplifted behind the closed eyelids. So you should be looking a little high, and then close the eyes, but keep looking into the distance with the closed eyes. All right. So keep your eyes like that, but don't tilt the head backward. Let the neck be straight, chin parallel to the ground, and your palms turned up on the thighs or at the junction of the thighs and abdomen. And now let us start to inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. hold, exhale, inhale, hold, exhale, breathe in, hold, breathe out. Once more, breathe in, hold, breathe out. Now relax. This breathing technique, measured breathing, you can do it 6 to 12 times just in the beginning of meditation. It can be very useful in calming the mind. The next one is again with closed eyes, sitting straight, palms uplifted, chin parallel to the ground, eyes gently looking up behind the closed eyelids. And now just inhale a slow, long, deep breath. Hold the breath and concentrate at the point between the eyebrows. This point is called the spiritual eye in yoga practice. Concentrating there while holding the breath comfortably, only as long as you can. And once you feel necessary to breathe out, keeping the concentration there, gently let the breath go out slowly through the nose, but still with the attention at the spiritual eye. One more time, breathe in. Hold, keeping the attention at the spiritual eye, point between the eyebrows. Concentrating deeply while you hold the breath. Now with the concentration there, gently just release the breath out. And just rest in that calmness. Just allow the breath to come in and go out on its own, just in and out. Straight spine, relaxed body, eyes gently uplifted, watching the breath come in and go out. Now just feel that calmness spreading from the breath throughout the body. Just you're breathing in calmness and breathing out any tension, any restlessness, relaxing completely. Now I want to share a chant with you. Just relax and listen. This is one of the chants by Swami Kriyananda ji. It's music that he put for an Indian japa, a mantra, Shri Ram Jai Ram. It's a very calming chant. Listen to it in that inner calmness while deepening it more and more, drawing in more calmness with the breath, expelling any tension, any restlessness out with the exhalation. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai 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 Jai Ram Om. Let's now just continue to meditate, watching the breath without controlling it, observing it come in and go out on its own. Air gently coming past the nostrils, going up into the nose, and from the body just coming out and going out again through the nostrils without any control. Again, sitting straight, eyes gently lifted up, watching the breath. Let us meditate like this for a few minutes. Now, while keeping our eyes closed, still meditating, let us close with a visualization. Just feel that your body is being filled with light, starting at the toes, at the feet, the ankles, all filling slowly with light. Feel that your feet has become light. Golden, white, blue light, drawing this wonderful, colorful light all the way up the body. The calves are being filled with light. The knees, front and behind, being filled with light. The light still continues to spread up into the thighs, the hips, the whole lower body is now filled with light. Throbbing with this joyful light. The light still continues to spread through the abdomen, the stomach, all the way behind, through the spine, the chest, all the way up to the shoulders, running down into the hands, all the way to the fingertips. The whole body below the neck filled with this beautiful, peaceful, calm light. Spreading up the neck, into the brain, flushing your face fully with light. All the way up to the top of the head, completely filled with light. Concentrate on the feeling of this light now filling the whole body. And bring your hands together as if in prayer, concentrating now for a moment at the point between the eyebrows. We are going to send this light out into the world by rubbing our hands, drawing this light even more strongly into our arms, and holding our hand out in front, chanting Om 3 times, sending this light out all over the world. Om. Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now, I wanted to share a few more exercises with you, but before that, I just want to take a few moments to share about our meditation just then and the way we ended it especially. Yogananda ji taught many healing prayer techniques, and one of these ways is this chanting Om, but even more concentratedly at the end of your meditation, you can pray for someone else, visualizing them at the point between the eyebrows, just holding their image. It can be one or it can be all of your loved ones and friends, but holding them in that light that we just visualized for a moment till you can see them clearly. The clearer the better. And then you can pray to your beloved saint, to Divine Mother if you worship God as Divine Mother, to the Heavenly Father, today being Father's Day, to any aspect of God that you are attracted to, praying deeply. The most common prayer that on our path we use is to Divine Mother. We say, Divine Mother, Thou art omnipresent. Thou art in all your children. manifest your healing presence in all of their bodies, minds, and souls. And then we rub our hands and chanting Om, sending out that prayer. And this is very, very important. You will be getting an ebook with all of these techniques and more. So, this particular healing prayer is very important, because the best way to be helped is to help someone else. There is no shortcut around that. If you take Krishna or Christ or Buddha or any of the masters, Yoganandaji, Kriyanandaji, the one common thread that they all have is they say give to receive. We cannot receive before we give. It is the seeming paradox. If you want to draw from the infinite peace all around you, then the universe, sort of in a humorous way to say, works like the siphoning method. From your heart, you reach out with your little piece, a thread, and when you connect with that infinite peace, then you can draw on it all forever, as much as you want, drink on it. So, but we must give a little bit of it, and that little bit is what we do with this healing prayer at the end of our meditation, so that we share the blessings that we know we feel through our meditation practice with all those who are in need. And this is the way to banish any darkness, both within our own selves but also in the world around us, so that even we become these radiators of peace, of joy, of this light. Then that is all that we will see around us too. The world around us will be filled with the same things that we put out. So we must seek to put out this peace and joy. The way to live in peace and joy, to find more peace and joy, is to put out as much of it as you can, so that that then attracts more and more of the same peace and joy to you. This works in the converse also. If sometimes we are mean or some angry or irritable to others, we will suddenly find that energy coming back to us. It is inescapable. So why not just put out the good energy? You reap what you sow is what the proverbs say. So put out that little bit of that good energy. All the farmers sow are little seeds. From each of those little seeds, when the harvest comes, it yields hundreds more of those seeds through whatever crop it is. So it just multiplies when it comes back to you, 100 times more. So that's the secret ingredient, to put out whatever you need. With that, there are a little bit of a few more exercises that I would like to share with you. So there is a concept of magnetism. What we put out, we attract, like I just said. So that attracting force is magnetism, and this works just exactly as magnetism in the real world works. Electricity running through a wire draws a magnetic field around it. A magnet attracts these iron or metal objects, various metal objects, to itself. Similarly, we put out peace and joy, and that current of peace that we put out attracts a lot more peace to us. And there are a few exercises that we can do to heighten this experience, to feel that we are in the protection of that aura of peace and joy. So two of the most common exercises let me share with you are, again we'll have to stand up, but you can do this sitting if you want to. So having the hands like this out, and really feel that you are surrounded by a sea of energy, and chant Om as you draw your hands up. Om. Joining your palms up. Again bringing it down slowly, feeling this energy. Om. Again drawing the hands down. This time visualize that same light spreading out through the body, out all around you, and as you chant Om, covering your entire body, all around, even outside of the body. Om, surrounding you with light. And then gently bring your arms down, relax the body, and you can feel this feeling of being enveloped in this light. This is a very, very good protection for when we have any bit of nervousness or anxiety in ourselves, to surround ourselves with Om. Yoganandaji even quite literally said, everything will be taken care of. You will be protected if you are in the Om. So whatever the circumstance may be outside, we will be taken care of from the inside when we are in this vibration of Om, in this vibration of light. So one more exercise again pertaining to this Om, we call upon God as Om Tat Sat. So calling upon that mantra, Om Tat Sat, having our palms joined in front of us, chanting Om Tat Sat as we rotate the palms back and almost like clapping, joining it behind us. So chanting Om Tat Sat, bringing it forward again, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat. And again, we'll do it 3 more times, but this time, now that you know it, visualize just a field of light, blue or golden or whatever, this white, whatever color. These are the colors of the spiritual eye. So they will heighten this feeling. And the blue, especially in the center, that calm blue, just like the ocean. If you can feel that blue light around you, we will feel this protection around us in any environment. So bring your hands together forward and visualizing light surrounding you as you do this. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. And we can feel this aura spreading around you. These are the 2 very common exercises. There are some other things, like you can, of course, keep a picture of a saint with you all the time. There is a certain protection that comes with that feeling of adoration, that devotion, that love we have for that particular saint that we are attracted to. So looking at that picture from time to time can bring a great peace in the heart, can bring a great calmness and joy. So that is also very good protection to have around. These healing prayers that I was talking about, that's very, very good. And another thing that you can do at all times is affirmation. Affirmation is just a positive statement. For example, even if we are ill, even if we fall sick, to be able to, with willpower, whether it is factually real or not, but with willpower, just say, I am well, I am strong, I am filled with healing light, I am filled with God's energy. Anything, you can make up your own words even, but let them be wholly positive. Do not say, I am sick, but I would like to be well. All the subconscious mind will hear is sick and will be stuck there. Say something also that it would be your next step. It should be positive, it should be truth. But don't also put it so far beyond your mind's reach. Sometimes that can be a challenge. If you can really positively affirm it while believing that it is my complete reality, then we can affirm anything we want. But if not, put it just 1 or 2 steps past the current stage that you are in, and that momentum will carry us forward. Affirmations are really a very, very good thing. One of Yoganandaji's wonderful affirmations is, I will, I will reason, I will act. But guide thou, addressing to God, guide thou my will, reason and activity to the right way in everything. So to do this is a very powerful affirmation. It affirms that I take responsibility for my life. However, I am not alone in this. I am with all the saints, with the gods, with the one God, working through me. So I will, I will reason, I will act, but guide thou my reason, will and activity to the right way in everything. These kind of affirmations can be a really wonderful way. You can go online to ananda.org. You can find many affirmations there, daily affirmations that you can say. There's so much content that you can find there by way of affirmations, and the chants that we did, you can find them on there as well. So you can just search in ananda.org and find some chants. There are so many audios and video clippings up there. This can be very useful to listen to or even sing yourself even better. Sing along with the recording so that you can really get your mind into this little calmness, like I was referring to earlier, this little calmness that draws the divine calmness to us. Yoganandaji used to refer to this process as churning the ether. Like we are putting out this energy consciously in a direction that we want to put it out in, saying, I want peace, I want joy. How to get more peace and joy? That is the way, to be interested in peace and joy first. So, with that interest in our hearts, when we put out that energy, then we can draw peace and joy through yoga postures, through the breathing techniques that we did, through the simple meditation, the powerful visualization, and combined with the breath watching. This is a very, very wonderful technique of meditation. Just watching the breath, it can be really calming to the mind and the heart. And just in a simple process of relaxation, by tensing and relaxing, with a process of enthusiasm, like we walked and we jumped up, with just drawing in little bit of what we want, we will find that we attract a lot more of it through that process of just putting ourselves in that frame of consciousness. All right? Let me see here. I think I've kind of exhausted at least the list I have, but the book that we are sharing with you will have a lot more. Like I mentioned only one affirmation, there's a lot more affirmations in that book. There is a few chants, there is this technique that we did, this exercise in a picture format. Everything is described and drawn out well for you to read and to do this. There are a few other breathing practices and other things also in there for you. So do go through that online PDF book. Once you receive it, you can download it through a link from Facebook, and that way it will really enhance not just with this single hour of practice on International Yoga Day, but you can carry it on every day in your life. And if you want more, just like I said, check out ananda.org. You can connect with us on Ananda Chennai Facebook page for more programs and classes that happen here. We will be happy to show you more techniques that these great masters taught to really empower our lives with peace, joy, and concentration, willpower. There is no end of these positive qualities that we can draw into ourselves to make really our inner weather, no matter what the outer weather is, bright, sunny, and with cool summer breeze on the inside in our hearts. All right. It was such a joy to spend this time with you guys all together. Even though I am only looking at the camera, I can just feel like our minds together. So I can just feel that there is a lot of people doing this with me, and there are on Facebook, even though I can't see it right now. So thank you for joining us, and we will bring you programs again in the future, I suppose, like this as we go on. So we will see you more. But like I said, connect with us on Facebook, on anandachennai.org, and we can share more. All right. Thank you for joining. The link to download the book is on the Facebook page now. So you can go right after this program and download it. All right. Thank you.